able to assess what the ascendancy classes are. So it kind of does. I don't really think that really holds much water.
It's less for new players, I guess.
Yeah.
But then again, experienced players already know how to get that information.
Exactly.
So I don't know the right solution there, honestly. But you can bet it's going to come up in discussions another 55 times this year. So
surely we're just at the start of it. Again, we don't want to take too much of your time, so we just keep up with speed running some questions. And the first one here is: given the current TTK, the time to kill, of pinnacle bosses by many of the stronger builds in the game, I guess the question is, what is the goal for build power? Is one-shotting pinnacle bosses an intended power level for builds, or is it the intended design something else?
This should definitely not be the case that the first time you fight a pinnacle boss that you one-shot it. Like, that's the kind of thing that maybe you can get to after crazy amounts of, like, extra items being found, but you shouldn't be doing that the first time you play it. So, yeah, it's not right. And that's just, there's some builds that are outrageous. And, we want to actually make it so the boss can use their abilities. That's why we spend a bunch of time making them, after all.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
When you first get there and you're kind of relatively equipped for it, it shouldn't, like, it should still be a 1 to 3 minute fight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about
reference.
1 minute of emerging. I'm talking 1 to 3 minutes of actual skill combat.
Okay. Oh, that's a good time of reference. We can
add a 0
forward,
to the
knowing
boss.
that's the kind of the goal going for the vision. Next question is: given the difficulty of requirements to get the 7th and 8th ascendancy points, is this intended to be something that not all average players can acquire?
We definitely wanted the final ascendancy points to be something that was like a significant goal. Like, this is an awesome, like it's supposed to be quite a thing when you get the last 2 points. Yeah. I mean, as for an average player versus not, that's kind of hard to answer. I mean, I don't know if the average player gets halfway through maps really. So it sort of depends on the definition, but we wanted it to be a big thing that you get.
I feel like it's not that hard to do Sanctum boss.
So map clear conditions.
If you have good relics, it's like very
clearing rare mobs are effectively like the only real map clear condition at the moment. Is that the plans to continue that going forward, or is this sort of one of many conditions and is a placeholder, or how do you guys feel about the map clear condition being strictly?
If you have bad relics, it's fucked.
I suspect as we get to answering the exact same thing we talked about before with the more objective driven and learning and tutorialization, we'll probably expand on that. The ideal world is there'd be a whole, a nice cool set of different things you're doing in each map that isn't just killing all the rares, but actually a surprisingly large amount of work to do those and to do them well. Otherwise, you just end up with this thing where it's like, I like this one, but these other 4 are terrible, and you don't want
bad ones of these. And killing the monsters is at least something that you already want to do. So that's kind of part of the reason why we sort of went with that in the end.
So
there's certainly more work. Sorry, go.
No, okay. So the Atlas tree currently is gated basically behind pinnacle boss progression. Kind of the same type of question as in clear conditions. Is this going to be mandated in the same moving forward, or are you guys looking to add in more iterations of progression on the Atlas tree outside the pinnacle boss clear?
We did discuss changing how the core of the Atlas progression is, but as for the actual pinnacle, as for the individual league trees, I think we were still keen to sort of have that be the kind of extra stuff that you really get at the end of that
to get
thing.
The pinnacle boss's tree, it should be killing the pinnacle boss. We want to keep that for sure.
Sure.
And for each of the contents. But I want to upgrade the core Atlas tree for sure. I think it's quite boring and flat right now. There's not a lot going on there. And part of that is to do with as we add more content, it will make it more interesting. But there's certainly a better job we can do of that. And how you acquire the points, again, getting away from that grind and getting into more like, all right, like do this 2 points, do this 2 points, do this 2 points, not grind this 2 points, grind this 2 points for the actual core tree. For the sub trees, for the leagues, I actually do like them being behind that. But ideally, each league